Hey everybody, hope you're doing great today. This is Paul from This Way to the Garden. Today's video, I'm going to look at the one particular garden bed that's been giving me some trouble this season. So we're here in late August 2023, and while the performance has improved in this bed, it's still lacking, as we'll take a look here and compare the plants in some of the other beds. Making your beds fertile, improving the quality of the soil, it's not a short-term process. Certainly there are some short-term fixes. You can throw some fertilizer on it and that'll boost your plant growth and plant yield. In my case, I try and shy away from fertilizers, instead use compost, bokashi compost in particular, to build up the quality of my soil. And I'll compare a bed here directly behind me with this other bed. This bed is a little older. There's been some root growth allowed in there. So similar with this other bed, it's newer. Over time, it will improve as I cut the tops off, leave the roots in, and kind of help it build an understructure in that soil there. So for plants in the future, they should be growing much better. So here's the bed in question. As you can see, there are some fruits, some vegetables on the plants. Just a couple of tomatoes on this one over here. Generally, the plants look pretty anemic. Compare these plants on this side over here, pretty much planted at the same time. I've already harvested a number of tomatoes off of these plants, both cherry and the regular tomatoes, as well as some peppers. Planted at the same time, watered the same quantities, fertilized the same amounts. So you can see the difference between what a particular bed where it's not that great quality in soil and how it lacks compared to the other bed over here. All these plants were purchased at the same time. They were put in pretty much the same time. So these are two tomatoes here on the right. You can see they're pretty anemic compared to the tomatoes on this side. These are growing like gangbusters. So one of the things too is with plants like these, you need to get them in early enough and get them growing fast enough, because if they are slowed, if they're stunted like these plants are, they have a harder time surviving the heat. So as you can see, like that tomato there, looks a little bit wilted, not that great. You compare to the tomato plants over here, they've got a lot of leaves, full coverage. It helps cover the lower leaves, kind of gives itself shade and improves the overall quality of the plant. So ideally you want these plants to start growing right away. You want them to improve in quality, improve in height, kind of grow like these plants over here. Yes, there are some branches that have kind of gotten pinched, got folded over, so you can see some dead leaves in there. For the most part, these tomato plants are pretty healthy and they're producing fruit pretty well. So with this one, still needs a lot more work. Part of it is time. I need to add more soil to this, add more bokashi compost on top it off with soil. As you can see, it's pretty low. It's had some settling. I did top off this one corner over here, which has a ghost pepper plant. Haven't seen any vegetables off of it yet, but I expect some growth to improve, especially as the weather cools. We've had a number of hot days here in August. July and August have quite a bit of heat, so that slows the growth rate of the plants down. So as we get a little bit cooler here towards the mid-September, beginning September, October, I expect these plants to grow a little bit more. That's just because there's less heat stress on them, but certainly they're nowhere going to perform as well as these plants over here. So obviously this bed is a work in progress. I'm going to be working on it next year. I don't even know if next year it will be performing as well as these other beds behind me. I expect it to be improved compared to what it is this year, but whether it's fully performing like the other ones, that remains to be seen. And these beds continually need work, so even though these are performing great right now, if I don't keep up with them, they will start to degrade over time. The soil quality deteriorates, you lose fertility. So you want to make sure you keep adding things like compost, bokashi compost, aged manure, whatever you use to boost the fertility of your garden. So that's all I have for this video. Let me know in the comments below what you think I should be doing to help improve the fertility of that bed. What have you done that you found to be very helpful for your beds? And has it been something that happened very quick, or did it take a lot of time in order to get that fertility boosted up? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.